Dum 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 dum. Hey sweet social spirits, welcome back to the Spiritual Social. I'm Lexi, your local light worker, and I'm super happy and super proud to bring you a pick a card reading that won my 21k giveaway. This one is from Mishti, who suggested a reading on the topic of what is going on with the lives of our past loved ones, of our departed. So I just thought it would be so cool to try to channel into the energies that are around me at the moment in the spiritual realm. I know this is more of a Halloween themed kind of reading, but I just thought we're very close to shifting the energy as the dawn of the new astrological year is approaching on the 21st of March, when we will have the spring equinox. So I just thought this is a perfect moment to try to tune into ancestral spirits and say hello to them and then wave them goodbye. It's almost as if being on the cusp of a death and rebirth moment, it would be great to honor our dead. And to do so, I actually prepared here to have for us during the reading a bowl of fruit and some chocolate to honor the dead and give them some sweets. Okay, so this is not going to be a scary reading, guys. I'm a light worker. I know what I'm doing, so I'm not just channeling into whatever energy is out there. And I have actually cleansed the space and saged it, so I'm only allowing energies that are of the light. I'm just purely curious to find out, as Mishti suggested, what are they doing? What are the secret lives of the departed? So we have here an option for group 1, this gorgeous carnelian. For group 2, we have a Plum Aventurine. And for group 3, we have a red Jasper. I already pre-shuffled the oracle cards. This is what you can see here in the background, but I will live shuffle for you guys from the gorgeous Santa Muerte tarot, of course. So feel free to pause the video here to meditate and choose the pile that draws you in the most with the eyes of your intuition, not your actual eyes. If you do so, you have a higher likelihood that the reading is going to strongly resonate. So if you've made your choice, I am going to see you at your pile. Bye, my loves. Hey group 1, welcome. I'm super happy to have you here. This is for those of you that were drawn to the carnelian stone. So in this pick a card reading, I am going to tune into spiritual energy and try to find out what are the secret lives of the departed. So this can be family members, passed away romantic partners, maybe children. We'll see what comes up, okay? So let's find out. We're just very curious to discover how are they doing? What are the forces surrounding them? And also, who might these people be? Yeah. So let's see. Off the cuff, I'm getting a sense this is a father or a paternal figure, a grandfather, potentially an uncle, somebody that was really significant in your life. Yeah. We have here a person literally emerging from the grave. I feel that this is a very strong energy that wants to get in touch with you. They want to communicate. They literally are eager to get into contact with you. I mean, if you would get the Ouija board and set up a ritual, you will receive straight up messages from them. This is a very excitable, gregarious. It used to be a person that was full of life. A very generous soul. I'm getting Leo energy. I'm getting Sagittarius energy, fire sign energy, potentially even Aries. But this is a person that really regrets having passed away because they had so much life force. 7 of Swords. They could have been backstabbed or betrayed by their business partners, or maybe somebody in their family life could have had some issues regarding inheritance after they passed, or maybe some business issues that led to them having some complications that then affected their health and they ended up prematurely dead. For some of you, this is a premature death or a sudden spontaneous death. Or it could be that some complications, some health complications. I'm hearing the heart, yeah, like a rapid pulse rate. That's kind of what I'm channeling at the moment. Led to this person's or high cholesterol levels, I'm getting as well, led to this person's demise. But they were very loved, they were very generous. They could be quite stubborn, they could be quite full of ego from time to time as well, but this was a person that provided for the family. So a very strong paternal energy, okay? Whomever you considered as a paternal figure, it could even be your social father, it doesn't have to be your biological father, or just a paternal like image, even a boss that you felt very emotionally connected to and very responsible for, or bound, somehow karmically linked potentially. So they're very eager to talk. They used to be a very loving person. They feel a little bit uncomfortable in the realm of spirit because they were so they enjoyed so much being alive and just being in their body and running around doing all sorts of things. They really like the thrill of being alive. This was a person that lived their life quite passionately. The Wheel of Fortune. So I'm getting the sense that the fortune that they created in this lifetime is carried over in the other lifetime. When they crossed, the sea in the underworld, Charon actually gave them the fortunes with them. It was really interesting. I'm getting even a sense of the heaviness of the boat as this person was walking away with so much coins and gold and all sorts of objects that they held dear with them, which is really strange. I'm getting a sense that this person might have even had a funeral where a lot of your relatives or a lot of the people that were there to help organize the funeral placed a lot of objects in the coffin, or they took care that the person that departed was well clothed and well bathed and well dressed. You know, I think that this person, if they died somewhere in America, I guess that they had the works, you know, the whole embalming, the whole casket situation, like the deluxe model. And people somehow really wanted to, people in the family really wanted to emphasize this person's status when he died, right? So I'm saying he because I'm getting very strong paternal energy. It could be a grandfather as well, like a really beloved family patriarch, that I'm getting a sense that people in your family felt a deep loss when this person departed. Also because they were very good at making money. So it's kind of like there were fears around how is the family fortune going to survive or continue. So I'm getting two sets of things on this card. Oh my God, Spirit, slow down. So many things. I can't believe how quick this connection is if I tune into this topic. So I'm getting two things. This person was fortunate in reality, in their living life. They were very fortunate. They were able to create money and provide for their family, and that was a marker of their generosity, okay, because this person was very active. Also, when they passed the river Styx in the underworld, Charon helped them carry a lot of that material wealth with them. So right now they are, I'm not sure why I said the underworld. It could be that the soul is at the moment somewhere in the underworld. I'm getting the sense that they're on a boat on water. I'm not sure if they actually reached the shore. This could have been quite a recent departure for some of you out there. This will resonate strongly than for others. If this is a recent departure, just so you know, the paternal figure hasn't reached yet the destination in the underworld where they're supposed to go. Now, keep in mind, the underworld is not the Christian idea of hell. The Greeks had a more refined understanding of the underworld. It is just a place where souls used to go once they separated from the body. So it doesn't mean that this person is right now in the underworld and getting like tortured or anything like that. No, far be it from such a simple dichotomy. It's just that they have yet to reach their destination. They're still traveling. Oh my goodness, I can't believe how optimistic this reading is. It's really sweet. It's really heart-touching. I really hope it resonates with you as well, because I'm really enjoying this energy. It's because they specifically ask the boatman that separates the underworld from the world of the living to spin them around the block a couple of times. This person is so fun, honestly. I feel that whoever chose this group is really like, you know, you really wish you had this person back into your life because they were so fun and so full of life. Yes, they could be a bit selfish sometimes and a bit like authoritarian or a bit like laying down the law when it needed to be done. But they had a very warm heart and they had a great sense of humor, which they are actually benefiting from and using in the afterlife. So it's like, it's so sweet. This paternal like image at the moment, the father, the grandfather, the teacher, the social father, the adopted father, whatever kind of paternal energy I see here, is usually kind of using their social skills and social flair to make commands and to kind of take a leader role, even in the afterlife. So they're kind of spinning on a boat. That's kind of what I'm getting. I'm sorry if this sounds simplistic or weird. It's in no way disrespectful. This is the image that I'm getting at the moment. And they're actually having fun. So it's one part of them is kind of like sad that they are no longer in a body, but they're trying to make the best with what they have. So even though they're a spirit now and they transition, they're trying to travel to explore the underworld. You know, they're not rushing into being contained in a specific area in the underworld. Wow, this... Let me know down in the comments, guys. I'm already kind of like, I'm halfway through this reading and it's already, wow, it's so powerful. So let's see what further guidance does Santa Muerte tell us. So what more can you tell us, Spirit, about this patriarch's life in the underworld? They're having fun. They're having a ball. Six of Wands. They are victorious. They are partying or about to party. I feel like they will connect with a group of souls that they had a lot of fun with. I'm getting a very strong sense that this could be a Pluto and Leo person that recently departed from your life. And I'm getting a very strong sense that this is a recent departure. So maybe this was a situation where COVID added to the complications of this person's health, and unfortunately they departed. But look, wow, I mean, they are relieved from the worries, from the, I'm getting a sense of from the prison of their bodies. For some of them, they might have thought of their bodies as a meat sack, you know, even though they enjoyed good food and the attention of the sex that they were interested in. I feel that on some level, the spirit of your father or grandfather or departed patriarch was in some way tired. They wanted to be with their old friends, with childhood friends or old buddies that they used to party with when they were younger. And I have a feeling that this person might have actually participated in Woodstock as well, or something like that, you know, part of the flower power generation. But I'm getting the sense that they were nostalgic about the friends that they lost. So this is why they are so happy down there. It's because they're reconnecting again with their soul group. And it's kind of like, even though they are no longer embodied, that doesn't stop them from feeling good and making the best with what they have at hand. So this might feel like a very weird reading, but as I said, I'm opening myself up to spirit, and whatever messages come through, that's what I interpret. One more card before I show you the oracle cards. Let's see. What more can you tell us about the life of the patriarch? So you don't have to worry. They are feeling really good. The only thing I see here is that they want to communicate. They want to talk to you. So if you can, if you have a spiritual based practice or a spiritual routine and you're not afraid to tap into the spirit of a departed family member, I strongly suggest you doing so, you know. So we have here the magician. Yeah, the magician, making the best with what you have, having all the resources at hand to create a new reality, to create a new vision. Give me a second. Spirit, what do you want to tell me with this card? They're feeling uplifted. Death is giving them a completely new perspective on their whole life. They were able to see their whole life, the film of their entire existence here on earth before they departed. It made them happy. They have some regrets about being too loud-mouthed or pushing things at times when they should have just let go. They feel that they shouldn't have eaten so many fatty foods. There could have been a problem with cholesterol that led to their death. They want you to be happy. They want you to be as happy as they were in their life, to live your life passionately, to not hold back. But don't eat so much fat. That's kind of what I'm hearing. It's like, take care of your diet, sweetie. And especially if you are a woman, I'm getting the sense that they had a very protective attitude towards you. They regret being less of a feminist than they could have been. So it's kind of like they wanted to be more gender equal, if that was possible. I'm hearing this person, for some of you, this person spoke with an Italian accent. It's just, I'm getting the sense of, like, it was just a marker of my time. It's just, I'm a man of my time. That's kind of what I'm getting. Oh my goodness. Okay, woof. Yeah, no, I'm just getting a sense of happiness. They want you to be happy, and just so you know, they're making the best with what they can in the afterlife, okay? As I said, they are in the underworld. They are eager to reach out to you. They are taking spins on the boat that separates the underworld from real world. And it's, oh my goodness. What? I'm getting a sense that this person would have really wished to go on a cruise ship. Like maybe they were saving up to go on a cruise ship and they weren't able to do so. So they thought, I'm on a boat in the afterlife. I can do so now. Why not fulfill my last wish? And I'm hearing, and then I'll stay put, I promise. Okay, wow. Such a sweet person, such a great sense of humor. Let me show you your oracle cards. Ugh, I can't speak anymore. This person completely, like the energy of this man completely like threw me off. Let's see. The offering. Whoa, okay. Get in touch with them because they want to tell you something about a family heirloom that is hidden somewhere, or a sum of money, or an object that should have been yours, but at the moment I'm hearing is with an aunt. An aunt took an object that should have been yours, a ring or a piece. I'm hearing a piece of cloth that is quite important, some tapestry. So get in touch, try to connect spiritually with them. Because there is a gift that should have been yours. It came from them. They saved it. They put it to the side. They bought it for you. They created or purchased it. And somebody else in the family has it and you're not aware of that. The ring. Oh my goodness. There is a ring. For a lot of you, this is going to be a ring. I'm hearing an engagement ring that should have been yours. Your mother knows more. Your mother knows more details about this ring. Get creative and get upset. You need to get upset. You need to act angry in this situation so that people start showing you where they have placed this or misplaced it or hidden it from you. I feel some of you are too people pleasing. You're too kind or polite, especially with your relatives. You don't want to create this harmony. But I feel like this strong paternal figure is asking you to please take charge, lead in your family, and tell them what you want. Fair and square. It's yours. It's yours. I'm hearing you don't want me to get angry. So I feel that you can actually say that through some sort of spiritual techniques, you managed to get in touch, or you felt the presence of your grandfather, father, uncle, and you know that there is something that should be yours that he had left, but somebody else in the family has it. And I feel that if you come across very confident, you might scare that family relative into giving you that ring, because if they don't give you the ring, they will have to live with an object that will be by extension cursed by this patriarch from the other side. Wow, okay, because they are angry. That person shouldn't have the ring that belongs to you, okay? So have that uncomfortable conversation. You will win, but you need to be very confident. And you need to somehow tune into the energy of this particular male figure in the family that has left you a gift. Okay, I'm going to detach a little bit from this, such strong energy. Okay. We also have here the protection guardian. So it says here, drop your shields. I think this is again about the idea that the angels around you are trying to facilitate communication. it's going to work in your benefit as well, due to this offering, due to this ring that is supposed to be given to you. I feel that this ring is going to play a pivotal role in your love life. Potentially, you might need to marry in it or with it. You're protected, so you don't have to worry. You don't have to be scared. If you go to a medium or a psychic or a tarot reader and you try to tune into the energy of your paternal grandfather, for some of you that's the paternal grandfather, it came out very clearly. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. You've got luck and protection on your side, yeah? And we also have here ancestor of skill. Mend broken bridges, that's kind of what I'm getting. For some of you, you're going to have to approach this relative with a lot of compassion and forgiveness because they're still trying to get over the loss of this person. It's a tricky situation because if this person recently departed, there's a lot of hurt feelings in the family. So I can understand why you might be reluctant to have these conversations about objects when everybody's suffering the loss of a person, right? An irreplaceable soul on this planet. But you need to have faith. You need to approach it with skillfulness, knowing that you're protected and asking for what is yours. Because, I mean, the ring and an offering. For some of you, this could also be that your paternal grandfather or father or grandfather, uncle, is working from the other side to try to facilitate your romantic connection with somebody. They're gently coaxing and appearing in the dreams of your romantic partner to try to get that person to commit to you, to give you a ring. But that's for a small portion of you. I think that the other family story resonates more with the majority of you. And finally, to wrap up this reading, although I love this person's energy, I don't want to let go, but I can feel that maybe you didn't want to let go of them. I can feel how you miss them. I have here the angel that is guarding at the moment the spirit of your departed male figure. So we have here Turiel, yeah, the angel of the mountain. Let me read you what it says in the background. Let me just show it to you. It's such a gorgeous card. It says, "Here I remain under a mountain made of many hands, all reaching and all taking. I press my body closer to that which I must keep. It is mine, and I will shield it from the misery of other hands. I can feel their gaze fall on it like an avalanche. Their greed feeds my convictions, so here I remain." From the other side, the strong male energy is protecting you. It's protecting your assets. There could be strife amongst you and the relatives at the moment on the 3D for this person's wealth and objects and materials. Get the ring. Have the uncomfortable conversation. The ring is yours. You can even take this person to court, although I'm not soliciting that you actually do this, but for some of you, this might resonate. If you are doubting, this is your green light. The ring is yours, and the male spirit from the other side really wants you to get in touch. Okay? That was the reading that I had for you, group 1. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. It was so powerful. I really hope it resonated. Let me know down in the comments what you think. And if you want to work with me, you've got all the details down below in the description box. I really hope to see you in my next one. Bye. Hey group 2, welcome guys. I'm really happy to have you here. This is for those of you that were drawn to the Plum Aventurine. So in this pick a card reading, I'm going to try to find out who is your departed loved one and how is their secret life on the other side. So let's see, I'll shuffle some cards from the Santa Muerte tarot just to get some extra detail. And then I'll look into your oracle cards. Oof, sorry if that was loud. Oof, okay. What am I getting here? 5 of Pentacles. It's a little bit uncomfortable, the energy that I'm getting. I'm getting the sense of needing to prop myself onto something. And the moment when I looked at the card, I was like, oh no. I'm gonna say it. They're not in the best place. They're not in the best place. They're not feeling at their best. We also have here the 4 of Cups. So it's a completely 180 from the previous pile. I'm getting the sense that this person has done something wrong. I'm not going to reflect on whether there's a heaven or hell and where this person might be, but they are in a realm where they are suffering at the moment. They are not happy. And I kind of feel like some of you out there are going to look at this group and you're going to be like, yeah, well, they should get punished for what they have done. I'm getting a sense that this person might have done something pretty awful in the 3D. And I'm getting a sense that this could be connected to money or misuse of money, potential fraud, potential stealing, maybe some confrontation with the police, some problems with the law. This person could have been a hoarder as well. Maybe they were the kind of Dr. Scrooge kind of type, a person that has a lot of money but always complains that they don't and will not share and is incredibly rude with the people that want to get some money from them. This person, I feel, had a lot of enemies and foes in their actual life. They were a little bit of a Scrooge character, yeah. And they're not actually spiritually blessed at the moment because of the fact that they have not learned how to forgive, how to share, how to open up their heart. Oh yeah, I'm getting a sense of a negative energy, so you have to bear with me guys a little bit, because when I'm getting this negative energy, it's kind of hard for me to put it into words. It's like, how do you put loss into words, right? It's complex. They are repenting. So if this was not a case about money, if this person abused you or neglected you or abandoned you in some way, they are incredibly sorry for what they have done. I feel like at the moment they are surrounded by energies that are not at all positive. It's kind of like some sort of karmic retribution. If they were mean to the people that were surrounding them in real life, in the afterlife they are being treated the same way. I'm getting a sense that this person did not pass the test of Mat. Their soul was not as light as a feather. And it's not that they were denied entry in the afterlife. It's just that they were kind of sent into a region where they are supposed to give something back, karmic retribution. So it could be just a specific area of the afterlife. Yeah, I'm getting a sense it's not at all brimstone and hail and fire and sulfur. I'm getting a sense that they are in a vast open landscape with a lot of fog around them. They don't know where to travel, they don't know where to go, they're confused, they're tired, they're upset, and from time to time they meet individuals that are just mean to them, cruel and mean, and do not want to share their resources with them. So exactly the same kind of aspect that I identify at the beginning. And this person is being humbled, their soul is being refined at the moment, because they are supposed to reincarnate at another point. But they cannot reincarnate with this heaviness in their heart, with this unpaid karmic residue. So it's kind of like they are going through these hardships in the afterlife, both to equal the energetic things that they took from others without giving back in the 3D when they were alive, but also because Spirit is trying to refine them, it's trying to purify their soul in order to prepare it for its next reincarnation, because this person is definitely going to be reincarnated. I'm afraid Nirvana is not the next step for them because of the karmic debts that they created here when they were alive. But they are being given another chance because Spirit wants to refine their soul. Yeah, I'm getting a sense that they're also, maybe if this person engaged in a lot of fistfights or arguments, or if this person was physically violent, that was the thing I felt at the beginning, the moment I saw this card, and that's why it takes me a while, guys, to actually put it into words. But if this person was physically violent with you or with other people around you, they are kind of being pummeled at the moment by the energies where they find themselves. And this is kind of like an ongoing process. It's similar to Sisyphus in the myth, if you guys know the myth, that he was punished by the gods in Hades' kingdom to push a rock up a hill only to have it return back, and again push a rock up the hill only to have it return back. Or for example, the story of Perseus, who tried to steal the light from the gods to give it to the people, and he was forever punished by the gods by having a vulture eating its what was it, the liver, eating his liver all day long, and then he would have some time to rest at night, and then in the morning the same process would happen again. So that kind of a cycle is what I see this individual souls being caught. I am getting a sense as well with these two cards that again this could be a male figure, and it doesn't surprise me that I'm tuning into so many male energies, because as you guys know, it's a well-known fact, women tend to live longer than men. It's kind of like a beautiful balance, because we do live under a patriarchal system that is very unfair and cruel and punishing to women everywhere, and through some weird kind of retribution, it seems like Gaia or biology is on our sides, because it allows us to live longer. Although if your life is harder, I'm not sure if that is a gift or a form of punishment, but take it as you want. I prefer to be a little bit of an optimist, and I could feel the moment I said this, there is a feeling here of needing revenge, needing divine retribution, needing some sort of justice in this case. Yeah, the energy is not very high vibing. So what I'm gonna do right now, I'm gonna burn some white sage, because I could feel you were really wronged by this person, whether you were physically punished, or whether money was stolen from you, or whether this was a father that neglected or abused you and never apologized. I feel like a lot of you are getting a lot of comfort right now from hearing that they are not doing well, but be very mindful, because as soon as you hear that, you might feel a pang of guilt. Because, you know, at our hearts, we are love. We are pure love, pure energy. So I can feel that. I can feel the conflict within you, the guilt and the shame for hating this person. But at the same time, justice needs to be created, right? And justice is being created. Divine justice intervene in the afterlife. This person is not having at all the best passing experience, okay? They are being pummeled, they are being made to suffer, they are not meeting souls of their soul family, they're being separated, kept in a period of confusion and fog, and they are just made to experience basically everything that they have done to other people here on the 3D, so that their soul understands how it feels to be on the other side of the punishment. Yeah. Wow. Wow, that was really, really strong. Okay, so I'm not going to push forward more with this reading, because I already can feel the low vibrations, but I am going to show you the oracle cards right now. And don't worry, we're transmuting the energy. You guys know, if you've been following me for a while, I don't just take energy face hand, you know, I like to shift it. So I'm getting a sense that this was a Plutonic, or this was a Pluto problem. You might be a Plutonic, and this person was kind of the one that disempowered you or took your power away from you. And when they died, you felt a sense of relief, actually. You might be feeling guilty from that. Don't be, okay? Don't. All of your feelings matter. All of your feelings are worthy. And they each tell you a different side of the complex story that creates you, okay? So whether you feel relief, guilt, a sense of weird satisfaction, feel free to feel it. Try not to act on these difficult feelings, but you can feel them, okay? So let's see. What cards do we have for you? Wow, the gem. Oh, wow. Deep, deep healing is happening in your heart. I can feel the pain lifting off of your heart chakra. Wow, okay, this is good. And then we have the wand. Wow. Oh, wow, I got so many tingles. I'm sorry I'm saying so much wow, but this is such a powerful reading. Honestly, guys, when I wanted to do this reading tonight, I didn't expect that it would go so powerfully. Wow. Okay, so the gem and the wand. You are healing from this individual's abuse. So if this was an abusive father, grandfather, uncle, brother, I'm getting for some of you, or if this was an ex that you found it very hard to let go, maybe even an ex-husband that passed away very recently, I am getting a sense that your heart felt the relief that it needed to feel in order to start the healing process. You are in the healing process at the moment. That's why you might be feeling very confusing things. You might even feel this person in your dreams, or you might feel a little bit haunted by this person. Sit with it, because it will pass. And what I see here is that your heart chakra is opening up so that you can form a healthy, equal give and take, a loving, compassionate connection with a person that will feel like he is the one for you. He or she is the one for you. For some of you, this could be a she. So keep your mind open, okay? This could be a very healing same-sex relationship for some of you. For others, this could be an opposite-sex relationship, the one that you've been craving for. I feel that, yeah, a lot of you were challenged. You've had a pretty hard life or a hard experience at the hands of this person. This could have been a father that kept money away from you so you couldn't marry, or that refused to allow you to marry with the person that you wanted. And now for some of you out there, this is going to be the beginning of your romantic reopening, of your romantic pursuit, or of your romantic adventure with somebody that is the one for you. Okay, I feel like the universe is going to give you a beautiful reward for being so patient. I'm getting a sense of the story of Miao Shan as well. If you know her, I don't have space right now to tune into the story, but basically it's a story of deep forgiveness and persevering, even if you live with a really difficult and almost tyrannical kind of father. But it's like remaining pure, remaining in your integrity, and not giving up on loving somebody that can be quite cruel to you. In the end, transformed Miao Shan into a saint. I'm not saying that you should be doing the same. We're human beings. We're not supposed to be saints. But I feel like you've been through this process where you tried to be your best, to do your best, and this person kept pushing and taking and, you know, kind of like disempowering you, you know, in very awful ways, like maybe verbal abuse, or maybe physical abuse, or maybe sexual abuse, or financial abuse, you know. But right now, the scales of justice are being balanced. And just so you know, they're not having the best experience, and they are deeply sorry for having behaved in such a way, because now they are experiencing the opposite side, right? They are in the victim role at the moment, and it's not making them happy at all. Let's take a deep breath in. Let's shift the energy now a little bit. Yeah, there we go. So, the great teacher. Yeah, beautiful, healing energy. The Holy Spirit is with you. The Holy Spirit is around you. This is Christ consciousness, forgiving people that do not know better. Yeah, exactly like Jesus Christ said in the Bible, forgive them, Father, for they do not know. So it's exactly that kind of thing. A person that was unhealed, unaware, and they kept projecting that healing trauma onto you, because potentially this person was also at the hands of somebody that disempowered them throughout their childhood, and did not see their light, and did not acknowledge their identity, and they could not heal, or they did not take time to heal. But look, you're supposed to break this pattern. You're supposed to break the chain. I feel like Aquarian energy in the sky at the moment, with Saturn and Jupiter gravitating in that constellation, is bringing a lot of deep pearls of wisdom from all of your past pain at the hands of this King of Pentacles. For some of you, this could be a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn individual. Was very stingy, very emotionally blocked. Yeah, very domineering. So learn from this experience. You're being blessed right now, and you'll be blessed beyond your wildest dreams, because you are getting true love. True love is coming your way. A gem, a gift for not having blocked your heart completely, for having endured. Yeah. It's like, or your pain is seen, you know, and I feel like crying, and I'm not gonna cry. Ooh, we're gonna transmute this, okay, into optimism, into hope. Hope is so important in this situation. The Dancer of Friendship. And I feel that this is a protective energy for you, because what is happening here? No, I feel that yeah, okay, sorry for that. I really needed to listen. So I feel that this person that took so much away from you, and that is at the moment suffering on the other side, is also together with a friend, or they met a friend. They have a partner there that they met with, and they are learning a lot about how to relate to people in a new way as a spirit on the other side through this friend. At the same time, I feel like you have been blessed with a friend, And that friend knows a lot about this life story. I don't think you told a lot of people about what this individual did to you, but you shared a lot with a friend, and this friend is almost like a guardian angel. You might not consider them in this way, but they were gifted. They were brought into your life to help ease the pain as you had to endure that karmic process. Now that this person has departed, they are receiving the just punishment for their deeds here on earth. You don't have to worry about divine justice anymore. It is being served. It is in the process. You are going to be rewarded with true love very soon. And I think that you can also rely and depend on the strength of your community, of your friendships. I'm hearing that for some of you, this individual was a father that potentially, or a person that in whose house you were living, an adopted father, potentially a foster father, that did not appreciate your sexual identity, your gender identity, your racial identity, your cultural upbringing, your religious pursuits. And they ostracized you, they pushed you away from the family, so you didn't have a home where to stay, or you didn't have money for a long period of time, so you had to suffer. You relied on the support of your soul family here on earth, which are your group of friends, your community, the people that you turned to when times were hard, and those people were placed in your life as a blessing. So on one hand, Spirit was testing you through this tough situation with this male figure, and on the other hand, it was blessing you with all these friends. And I feel that for a lot of you, you can't wait to have your friends invited on your wedding day, or on the day where you guys decide to have a civil union or civil service, in case you don't believe in traditional marriages. Whatever floats your boat, you know, it can be a love oath in nature, whatever makes you happy, you know. A Celtic ritual, that's kind of what we're hearing for some of you. Yeah, it's really sweet. Yeah, I'm just seeing a lot of happiness coming your way. And one final thing I need to say here is, who is the energy that is at the moment with the soul of the departed male figure that caused you so much harm? And I can't believe how well it fits, but we have here Zuriel, the angel of Libra. Libra, justice, yeah? So let's see. All things have opposing forces. The rotations of the celestial bodies show us a macrocosm of our own swirling internal relationships. Zuriel is the regulator of these forces, weighing their value and attempting to find balance. Okay, so divine justice, divine intervention is taking over in this case, so you don't need to worry. The light of your soul is protected, okay? All good things and all good people always get their just reward, no matter how long and painful the journey is. They are somehow always remembered by history, or they are helped by their local community. And even when the situation feels like, you know, the proverbial shit has hit the fan, that is the moment when your angels step in, you know. So don't give up. You are protected, you are loved. You will have justice in the situation, and even more so than that, you will have true love. I'm guided to end it here before I start crying. So thank you so much, group 2. I hope this resonated. I hope it helped. I hope it healed deep parts of you that I feel require some healing and some rest and some relaxation. If you'd like to work with me, you have all the information down in the description box below. I am in the process right now of revamping all my services. It's a process, please bear with me, but I do remain open to suggestions and readings and birth charts interpretations. So that's it. I won't keep you too long. Bye. Hey group 3, welcome to your reading. This is for those of you that have chosen the red Jasper stone. It's interesting because the stone actually cracked at some point, and I had to piece it together with some glue, but it looks as if it never cracked. So it's interesting. Maybe there is something here about hidden family fortunes, hidden secrets, family secrets. Let's find out. Who is this person that has departed, and what is their secret life in the afterlife? So let's find out. I really had to cleanse in between your pile and pile number 2 because that had some really difficult energy. But I don't know why. I'm getting a sense that this is more about love. Let's see. Confusion, mists, yeah. Not being able to see clearly. Okay, okay, okay. Some star-crossed lovers here. Page of Pentacles, Five of Swords, and we also have the King of Pentacles. He's making an appearance from group number 2. Yeah, oh wow. Okay, but I'll need more cards to try to understand what's happening here. You lost 2 individuals? I'm hearing a mother and a father. For some of you, this could be a person that you had high hopes of marrying. You thought that they were your person, the one. For some of you, I'm getting this could have been an arranged marriage and the person suddenly died. There is a sense here of losing people that you loved very dearly, or losing a person that you wanted to create a life based on the foundation of love with. You see all these swords, all these daggers. It's kind of like, I'm getting the sense that you were in love with somebody that was not accepted by your community. So 2 branches, okay? Things are branching out here. For some of you, this could be your mother and your father. You lost both of them. Potentially both at the same time in an accident, both at the same time due to COVID or the pandemic in general. Or it could be that they died at a succession, one from the other. One died in spring and the other one in autumn, something of that kind. Really difficult year, really difficult losses, both of them. For the others of you that resonate more with the romantic partner, this is about a person that you wanted to love, but you could not be together with. I'm hearing disapproval. Yeah, your community did not allow you to come together, to get married, or to even touch each other in some cases. I'm hearing fornication. Some people judged this love. It could have been religious separation. So separation because you might have belonged to a religion that your partner was not part of, and there was a schism between, say, you're Muslim and they were Jewish, or you were Muslim and they were Christian. And with all of the religious atrocities that have been going on in the world since Pluto and Sagittarius era, I feel like there was a lot of backlash from your community regarding this union. It's a little bit, I'm getting a very strong Romeo and Juliet kind of vibe with this group. So as I said, 2 threads. Parents. This could also be some foster parents as well, some adoptive parents. It could also be like a group of people that you worked with and you saw them as parental figures. Maybe some professors that you worked with, or a couple that was very kind and dear to you and took you under their wing when your own parents rejected you. A very strong maternal and paternal figure. Wow, losing both of them at the same time. Tough, tough, tough. Okay, I need more cards for both of these groups. So what is the lives of the parental figures? Thank you. What is going on in the Romeo and Juliet situation? Okay. A lot of cards came up in the Romeo and Juliet situation. I'm a little bit overwhelmed. And the candle extinguished, and there is so much smoke. Wow, okay. Whew. A lot of people are here present. Okay, this is interesting. So with the first scenario, with the mother and father, as you can see here, it's fantastic. These 2 cards came on the table as well, and this is again a male figure and a female figure. This is a bride attacking a village, trying to climb out or through their walls. Whenever I looked at this card, I always thought of Bridezilla somehow. I don't know, even though that is a really sexist term to be applied to women that are just very attached to the idea of becoming a bride. And we have here a man holding a sword, but he's dressed in the aces. He looks a little bit like he's an honorary military or political figure. I'm sorry to say, but they are separated in the afterlife. They are not together. What's happening here? I'm getting a sense that they are in a similar place where the person from pile number 2 was. But why are they there? Because I'm getting a sense that they haven't done anything wrong, but they are separated here. You see, he's on guard. He's surrounded by energies that are not making him relax spiritually. So him as a spirit, the male counterpart in this duo. And she is angry. She is angry and on a mission to either find him or to fight the spirits around her. Spirit, send me more cards, please. This is a really complex information, so bear with me, guys. Let's see. I see. There was emotional betrayal happening here, potentially even some sexual dalliances. And the female counterpart found out. I would say it's the female counterpart, the one that has been wronged in this situation, because she's the angry one and he's on the defense. They are arguing in the afterlife over sexual possessiveness, over romantic betrayal. In the afterlife, they found out that their relationship is not the best that they thought that it was, especially from the female side. Female side tended to idealize this connection in the present reality. Or if she knew that her husband was cheating on her, she kept it very secret, very low. And she managed to put on this image of the perfect couple. But in the afterlife, this truth came up because it's the soul, right? It's disembodied, does not have the cognitive framework, the brain that controls the responses, the mimicry. It's just pure spirit. And that carries everything energetically that we have been creating here karmically on the 3D plane. And this truth really separated them. It put them in a situation of conflict. It put them in deep argument with each other. And she's running around. As you can see, I think this is really significant because she thought that their connection was pure. She's dressed in this white wedding dress. It's kind of like she's been taken back to a more like an older version of herself, the one that was really in love with him and wanted to get married to him, wanted to create this really beautiful family life and to be a devoted wife and a loyal mother and so on and so forth. But I somehow think for some of you this did not happen. For those of you that resonates with the idea that these are your parents, obviously it happened because you're the product of that family life that they created. But there is a sense here that their souls either were not, it's like they've been taken back, they've been downgraded a little bit, or sent to a place in time when they were young. Because I think that this betrayal happened when they were young. It didn't happen in old age. This was a very well-kept secret from the male's counterpart. And lo and behold, in the afterlife, well, Mat, the feather of justice, showed them the truth. Interesting. There could have been some vices involved as well, some alcohol or drugs or just, you know, again, I'm hearing fornication. Again, I'm not sure why. It sounds like such a damning religious word, right? But it could be that this is what they're having to pay back in the afterlife. He's having to pay back for this, whatever, dalliance, you know, the sin, if you want to call it like that. Although I do not completely concur with the language of the church, but there is a sense here that there is a weight between the two of them. He's not apologizing or he's not being compassionate, and this is why her anger has escalated to such an extent that she just wants to go on a self-destructive rampage. And that's why they're being kept almost like in a limbo state. Until they forgive each other. 4 and 7 are such deeply nurturing numbers. To me, whenever I dream of 4, 4 and 7, 7 quite often. This is a clear indication I'm on the right path, I'm doing what I should be doing, my angels are around me. You know, this is such a high spiritual vibration, and they appeared here in the situation that is so heartbreaking. And I do feel that eventually they will forgive each other, but they are caught right now in this cycle. Potentially a soul cleanse is necessary between the two of them. And now for the other group, the ones that resonated with the romantic part, we have here the Star, the Emperor, the King of Cups, the Knight of Wands. I told you a lot of cards came on the table. The Sun, the Six of Cups, and the Queen of Swords. What happened here? Did they die and they completely, or one person died and took with them all of the soul family members, or they actually met with them on the other side? There's so many characters interfering with this connection. But ultimately, I do want to say that all these cards are really good. So I am tempted to say that, yeah, okay, no, it's not a temptation. It's kind of what I'm getting very strongly from Spirit. This might be close to the truth. They are together and they are happy and they're empowered. So it's a very different scenario than the other side. And I don't know why, but I'm salivating so much at the moment, which is so strange. But I'm getting a sense of water, a flow. Oh, okay. Okay, I just heard primordial soup. I'm not sure exactly how this resonates. Were they sent in a prehistoric point in time? There is a feeling here that things are a little bit messy. There are a lot of characters around them. And it's because it's almost kind of like they're in a Neptunian realm. Water is really significant. All of these characters, potentially some flings, potentially this could have been also people that you had to marry and you couldn't be with this partner in real life. So you both had to marry to other people, and then there was another affair that happened because you didn't want to stay with the person that your family forced to marry or you had to marry. There's potentially a twin flame connection. I'm hearing a false one. Whoa, okay, what's happening here? Six of Cups, reminiscing about the past, nostalgic about this love. This could have been in a case of first love that died. You know, a first love that departed and is in a different realm at the moment. In which case, they are living it. They have hope for you coming to them once your time here is up, of course. In a natural process, that's what I'm hearing. They're optimistic about the fact that you will reconnect in the afterlife. So if you're here on Earth, in the 3D, caught in a loveless marriage that makes you feel like you need to entertain other people, but none of these other flings or connections that you're creating resonate so strongly with the person that departed, it is because you're meant to actually be with them, with the Star and the Sun and the Emperor. Like, wow, this is a divine trifecta. It's almost like, the Trinity energy that I'm getting here. You're meant to be with them. Wow, and something popped in the kitchen. So confirmation, yeah? You're meant to be with them in the afterlife. If this person went away and you've heard nothing from them, and then you found out through a friend that they are no longer here, potentially they might have been a victim of the pandemic. You're nostalgic about it, you're very melancholic, but you see the ship, you're still at the helm of your ship, so you're still moving on in your life. There's still many things for you to experience, and the water around you contains the ship. That's him. I'm getting the sense that's him because a lot of you that this will resonate with are in a opposite sex relationship, and you are the woman that is still alive and he is the man. But on a spiritual level, this could be a woman that had a very strong connection to her masculine side that departed and is waiting for you on the other side. The sea does speak of this beautiful maternal nurturing energy. Wow. I want to tune into the oracle cards right now. Wow, okay. the father, the kiss, I would have really be completely shook if there was the father and the mother. But I think these two cards show very clearly these two pathways, right? So the father in this case was the one that potentially had the secret that was revealed in the afterlife and is now keeping the father and the mother in a situation where they are just, they need to find forgiveness, they need to find peace, their souls need to find peace because they are not at a point in peace. For some of you that resonated with this first story, but you thought, I didn't lose both of my parents, Lexi, what are you talking about? You still have your mother with you, you might have only lost the father. God, there were a lot of male energies that departed in this reading today. Really sorry to hear that, or to read that. The mother is still alive, but she's angry on your father's dalliances, which she found out about only after the departure. Potentially the mistress showed up at the funeral, or some messages were exchanged, because a person's death is like the epicenter of an earthquake, you know, it really magnetizes a lot of people towards them. So maybe you lost this parent in an earthquake for some of you. Yeah. Difficult. And for the others of you, there is a kiss for you, a kiss of life waiting on the other side. Now, I'm not encouraging you in any way to do something silly, but I'm just here to say that if you lost a person that you loved very much, you will reconnect with them on the other side when the time is right. If you leave beforehand, it won't happen. You'll still have to wait in the afterlife until you guys can be together. So allow the natural passing of time. Go on about living your life, because this will happen when it has to happen, okay? So I'm not encouraging any of you, if you're suffering from the loss of a loved one, to take matters into your own hands and transmute into the afterlife because you really want to be with them. It's not going to happen. You're going to be kept in limbo, okay? So be very mindful about such choices. And I would never encourage such negative thinking on my channel in any way, shape, or form. As you guys know, I'm a light worker. So what I see here is that there is a beautiful kiss waiting for you on the other side. When you will die, hopefully from natural causes in this lifetime, you will be allowed to feel a lot of romantic love on the other side, okay? So you might be feeling it now in the 3D, but this other relationship will feel special. It will feel like a true soul connection. I don't even know how to describe it. It's really something so unique. It's the first time I'm tuning into something like this. It's even giving me like a bit of a rash on my hand. There is a sense of anxiety. Yeah, because I'm not comfortable conveying this message to you at the moment, to be honest. So let's move on. Let's see. The Air Guardian, shift your perception. Yeah. You have to make the best with the life that you have at the moment. So if you find yourself in the situation where you're still mourning the loss of a loved romantic partner and nobody in your current reality satisfies you, this is not a case that you should give up on your life, God forbid. This is about shifting the way you think and making the best with what you have. Maybe you need to listen to group one. Group one was incredibly life affirming. So wow, it blew my mind. But shifting your perception. And in the other case with the father wound and the two souls that are struggling to reach consensus and forgiveness, they need to shift the way that they see each other in the afterlife in order for this forgiveness balm to just flood them. I feel like they really need to make amends, and they're going to be locked in this limbo until they find a point where they can converge again, a point where their souls can be in alignment with the vibration of love. And that's potentially when the reincarnation will start again. So the reincarnation cycle and the re-embodiment. Okay, we also have here the ancestor of protection. Yeah. So in both situations, if you are left behind, you are protected. Both in the situation where we are dealing here with some maternal or paternal figures, and also in the situation where this could be a lost romantic partner, a lost childhood friend, the one, whatever you felt, okay? So you're protected. Spirit is not going to give up on you. It's going to continue to flood your life with pleasure and beautiful moments. you do need to make the decision to make the best out of what life is giving you. Fructify your opportunities, because with the ancestor of protection, you will always be given a helping hand, but you need to take that and make it into the life that you want to live here in the 3D. And on the other side, for the first subgroup, you will meet these paternal figures, or parental figures more likely, the mother and the father archetype. You will meet them when they have forgiven each other. And for the other group, on the other side, when the time is right, you will meet that childhood romantic sweetheart, that romantic connection, the one that got away, and you will be able to continue to live in the vibration of love on the other side. But that doesn't mean that you should not be in love in this reality. You can, and you should, and it is advisable. You will see it will be a very different experience from the love that you're feeling now in an embodied form. Yeah? So this is wonderful. You can have love here in reality and love in the 5D, in the afterlife, however you want to call it, once you pass. So I would say that's a win-win, right? The energy that is guiding both groups from the other realm, this is so amazing. I did mention water, right? We have here Rahab, angel of the deep, or Rab. So this is the angel that ferried the bodies of the dead into the sea. His promise to mankind was to bring them to a place where they would never be disturbed. They prayed that the abyss would give them the dead peace. No one could know for sure except the grim watcher. The passage into darkness was a place of no return. It was his home, and his alone. That is in its nature, so in the nature of the angel. The angel guards over misplaced souls that are struggling. So don't worry, both groups are being kept in the beautiful healing clutch of Rab. And you have nothing to worry about. And I think I'm just going to end this message here. I feel called by Spirit to just be in stillness and silence. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you have enjoyed this. Keep in mind, it's just for entertainment, okay? Don't take it too seriously. And if you want to work with me, I have all the details in the description box below. It's really, wow, it fired me up, this reading. Really intense, but beautiful at the same time. So I hope to see you in my next one.